All right, so we're talking about the next gen breaking news, the next gen training product that's coming down the pike for us in Texas next Tuesday, October the 18th. So you log on to Primerica Online, you click on that next gen training experience link on the Primerica homepage right there. And then guess what? Once you do that, this comes up, you click on this training link here. Now you can click on all the other ones, the latest news, the webinars, the quick links, the products and all that, but you click on the training and then this is what you're going to get. You can get these options right here. You're going to get fact sheets about the product, training videos, and then training presentations that's under training decks, right? Those presentation decks. So you want to look at that stuff and you want to watch these videos and you want to get very familiar with what's going on with next gen. In addition to that, this is a very, very important piece right here. They even have a portal and a link for practice applications. You want to click on that because what it does, it walks you through an actual application. When you click on that, this comes up. Now, it doesn't mean that you can put information into the practice app. What it does, it walks you through an application. It already has pre-populated information, and on the right-hand side of the screen, there's notes. And in those notes, those things that are showing you, hey, this is the same, but then they're pointing out on the notes on the right-hand side of the screen, what's different about the application process. Y'all give me a thumbs up if you're still with me. If you can hear me, you're still with me. All right, cool. Because I need you to lock in. I need you to pay attention, not just the Texas people, but for all of us, right? But especially for the Texas people. And so, you go out there and you go through a practice application and get familiar with what that application is going to look like. So that way you're not caught off guard. This is especially for the field trainers, Then in addition to that, you want to click on library. Obviously there's sales tools, frequently asked questions. Those are all great subcategories, but you click on library and in library this comes up right here. They have the library is your go-to place to find all the sales brochures, reference guides, and marketing material you would need to grow your business. The Primerica, this is the new product, the Primerica Power Term and Precision Term, right? Information can be found here as we launch the next generation life insurance products. But one thing that Sochi kept telling Rahim and I is that one of the main resources inside of library is this Agent Quick Reference Guide. Oh my goodness. You gotta download that and you gotta review that. That quick reference guide is almost gonna be like your Bible. It's gonna be your go-to document and resource that's kind of a one-all, just highlighting and spotlighting a lot of the important things about what's happening with this product. That's gonna be your go-to reference guide, that Agent Quick Reference Guide, all right? And so get familiar with that. And as the days come, man, I'm telling you right now, there's going to be more resources that you have access to through that portal. Now, in addition to that, we will still have our training with Regional Sales Manager Sochi Lopez. She's going to be doing our Tuesday training, October the 25th. She's going to be going over process, products, and price. By then, those of us here in Texas we'll have a working knowledge of it and how to get through it. But I'm telling you right now, it'll be an opportunity to ask her questions and all that good stuff. And basically, family, check this out. What we want to do is we want to make, now she's going to review some things with it, but we want you to go out and do your homework prior to that training. I'm going to repeat that. We need you to do your homework. You need to get very, very familiar with the product and the process and the price and all that before she comes. That way it could be, you know, she reviews it, but then we can ask her questions to get more detailed answers about things. Now, we got great news. We got some other organizations that are going to be plugged in with us via Zoom that night. We got Mark and Felicia Taylor's Hierarchy that's going to plug in with us via Zoom on that evening. We got Umang Talati's organization. These are regional vice presidents. We have regional vice president Ed and Cheryl Brown. And then we also have another regional vice president, Reg and Mia Green. I should have said Umang and Pyle Talati, but yeah, so we have those couples and those organizations that will be plugged in with us on that Tuesday. So it's going to be a huge extended family affair on that Tuesday, because I'm telling you right now, guys, this isn't just a few upgrades to some things that the company's doing. This is a completely different product. And there isn't going to be any sunset to where, when they roll it out on the 26th nationwide, that we'll have time to just kind of, make the transition slowly to where Term Now and Custom Advantage will still be available if we want to do that versus the next gen. No. Come Tuesday, October 26th, Term Now and Custom Advantage are gone. No more. No more. So you better get familiar with it, especially around that time. It's close to month end, and the last thing you need to be doing is fumbling and stumbling, trying to do an app, close a sale, and you talking about some, well, let me get back with you because I can't get my RVP, I can't get my trainer on the phone, and I don't know what I'm doing. All right, so let's make sure that we do our part. We're gonna have fun with it, guys. I'm telling you, all the changes and upgrades, these are upgrades that are being made in the process. It's gonna be phenomenal. It's gonna be phenomenal. So there's gonna be webinars that are gonna be happening throughout the month of October and into November, on to the end of the year. Make sure to reinforce your knowledge that you tap into those webinars, we met with Sochi today. I might be helping out and assisting with some of the webinars that she does and stuff like that. So I'll let you guys know. She asked me to do that. I thought that was a tremendous honor. And so we'll see what happens with that. But guys, we're going to do something big. This is going to allow us to not only give clients more coverage, but at the same time, man, we're going to be able to hopefully get more clients approved for coverage as well. It's going to be a phenomenal product. All right. And so that's the breaking news. That's the breaking news. Any questions or anything like that? Put them in the chat if you got questions, and Rahima, she'll field those for you guys up until that point. But we're excited. But do your homework. Go to the Next Gen Training Experience on the homepage and just dive in. Dive in. Nick, where should I start? There. Where? Right there. Right here. Right there. Just dive in right there. Where I go? Click POL, Next Gen Training Experience. Then what do I click on there? Right there. You just click right there. And just dive in. That's it. Right? Just dive in. That's it. All right. So let's get to it. All right. So I have a different type of training. We have a different type of training this evening. We want to talk about break free to financial freedom. Break free to financial freedom. And so financial needs analysis, financial calculators, dream calculators, map program, stuff like that. Things that I feel that should be important to you. I know we have the spotlight on clients, and we keep the spotlight on prospects and people that we meet with and who we schedule appointments with and things like that. Check this out, family. I know we keep the spotlight on those people and us being able to get ourselves together and trained and equipped to where we can service them. What I want to do today, Rahim and I, what we're going to do is we want to turn the camera around on us, on you, right? As the Primerica agent. And you want to know why we do that? Why we want to do that? Because I think that it's important. It's something that rarely gets talked about anymore in Primerica. See, when this company was founded by Art Williams back in 1977, Art was a huge, huge advocate for creating a company where the salesperson was king, where basically the company, the home office, served the sales force. And he said he wanted to create a company that gave people a chance to become, check this out, Mom, financially independent. Now, notice, Auntie, I didn't say a company where people can build a business, an organization to override people. That's good. That's all of that. But in the midst of all of that, Art Williams, the founder of our company, says that he wanted to create a company where people can become financially independent. And that's a concept, and that's a topic that does not get discussed enough anymore in Primerica. We're so caught up in sales, production, contests, recognition, meetings, conventions, conferences, and all of that stuff is awesome. And we need it all in order to be able to rally around, to have goals to set. We want promotions and things like that. But none of that stuff means a hill of beans if we as the agents are not on the path to become financially independent. Y'all got to hear me. You got to hear me. Because the question that I have for you tonight is that when everything is said and done, what are you going to walk away with from this deal? If you're a person on this call that you want to become a regional vice president and above, that's great. That's all good. Regional vice president contract does not guarantee you to become financially independent. I said it. Yes, I did. Just because you have the title of regional vice president, that does not mean that automatically you're going to become financially independent. That's an intentional thing that you have to lock in on and key in on and focus in on. If you're a person on here that you never become a regional vice president, because maybe you don't want to become a regional vice president, guess what, family? We still want you to become financially independent. What are you going to walk away with from this thing? And I want you to start looking at Primerica in a way as a tool, as a vehicle that can help accelerate your desire to become financially independent. Well, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe I'm assuming, Super J, everybody on here want to become financially independent. I think that this is the right group. I think that this is the right Zoom room. Man, can I get a show of hands or some emoji hands that pop up? Who on here you want to become financially independent? And what I mean by financially independent, that means that you have enough money, cash money. You can do whatever you want with whomever you want, whenever you want, without having to answer to nobody. Where you can come and go as you please. You have enough money to be able to have your money work for you, and you no longer have to work for it. You are financially independent. That's the American dream. And so if that's what we want, that's what we say we want, then we need to start talking about it. And we're going to start talking about it tonight because Rahima and I, we care enough about you guys to want that for you. We want for you guys what we want for ourselves. She and I, we want to become financially independent. Can we do better? Absolutely. We aren't doing everything perfect and stuff like that, but we know and we understand that, man, we know that you could probably be doing better in some areas as well. If you don't want to shake your head, yes, like the pastor say, just blink real hard. You know what I'm saying? Just blink real hard if you know that you need to be doing better in some areas, right? It's the reality. Now, some of us might be further along in that journey than others, right? Some of us might not even we might not even be on the track yet running our race, but it's never too late. And we have our hands on a vehicle that can help us play catch up. But what I want to do tonight is I want to talk about breaking free to financial freedom, right? And so we talk about these three strategy approaches. You guys know this. This is part of the presentation. We show clients this. We talk about, hey, man, we have a 3-strategy approach for creating generational wealth, investments, life insurance, entrepreneurship. And then we break each of those down and we get excited about the entrepreneurship and all of that good stuff and making more money, tapping into the power of having a life insurance license, investment license. But family, what about the investments? What about the life insurance? Not for the client, for us. As agents, are y'all with me? We talk about, in addition to that, hey, at the end of the presentation, man, we selling people, hey, look, most people don't plan to fail. They simply fail to plan and all that good stuff. And, you know, we talk about that, and our solution is a financial needs analysis. We call it a wealth builder on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. How would you rate your desire to become fine? We talk about that decline, and we want them to say 10. And then we do a plan, and we want them to implement that plan. But what about us? If we ask ourselves that question on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, I know we agents, I know a lot of us are licensed, and we're so used to asking other people these questions, Auntie. We're so used to asking other people these questions, and listen, we get to a point where we think that this don't apply to us. Because we the teachers, we're the ones leading people, but it becomes a syndrome where the shoemaker's kids have no shoes. Have y'all heard that adage that, man, the shoemaker's kids ain't got no shoes? He making shoes for everybody else, but his own kids, his own household, they have no shoes. And that's a reality that happens in Primerica. And I'm here to tell you, family, on Raheem and I's watch, and on the Prove It Move It leadership team's watch, that's not going to happen to you. From this day going forward, family, we are going to focus on, and we want you to focus on, you becoming financially healthy. Man, if something happens to you tomorrow and you can no longer do Primerica, man, we want you to be set. We want you to be at a place to, man, if you fast forward 15, 10 years and stuff like that, man, and if they took Primerica away, so be it, man, you are financially strong. Are y'all with me on that? Because Art knew that, man, tomorrow wasn't promised in A.L. Williams. He said that, man, while the getting is good, we're going to get all we can get, but we're going to stay lean and we're going to stay mean. You need to save and invest your money. You need to do all of that. You need to go become financially independent, because if this thing goes away tomorrow, we're not going to walk away with our hands empty and our shoulders hunched like this. Like, what they be saying, Auntie? What you say? No. And that's a sad what happened. We need to be like, what? Like the money dripping out. We need to be on that what happened. Wait a minute, I didn't invested that money all these years in that account, and it didn't, the compound interest and took over, and now I was here, and now the money is there. What happened? See, that's a good what happened. That's where we need to be, family. We need to be financially strong. And that's what we want to talk about tonight. But I got a couple of things to ask, and you don't have to answer this. These are just questions to ask yourself personally. These are the questions that Raheem and I are asking ourselves now. So look, we're not exempt from this. You know, I just think that we're at a season right now to where it's time to ask ourselves these questions. Man, we're post-pandemic, man, 2020 up until now, man, it went fast and furious, man. There was some highs, there's some lows, there was a lot of things that happened. But when it comes to our finances and our personal financial house, what does your personal financial house look like? Man, that is a question that deserves a What does my personal financial house look like? And see, let me tell you something. Ignoring it doesn't fix it. Ignoring it doesn't fix it. I don't just want to think about that right now, Nick. All I'm going to do is just focus on what I'm going to do tomorrow and work. I'm going to build my business. No, don't do that, because you trying to just, I don't want to think about that right now. The I don't want to think about it right now approach will have you another 5 years in and you still where you're at today. We got to start thinking about it, and we got to start doing some things about it. What does your personal financial house look like? Now, if you're already financially independent, God bless you. Some of y'all on here, it might be holding. And you like, Nick, I hear you, but I always want more. Man, God bless you. But I know with some people on here, you like, Nick, man, you're on my street. You're on my street, man. I think about this stuff, and I'm glad you're asking these questions, because this is going to be a great conversation piece for me and my spouse, me and my significant other, me and my business partner, me and my family. What does your personal financial house look like? Let me tell you something. Look, does your financial house look like it's good? Man, that you can, hey, man, I think I'm heading in the right direction. Are you sure? Are you 100% sure that you're headed in the right direction? Are you positive? Are you sure? Or is your financial house on fire? See, that brother, man, look, see on the outside, check this out, Super J, on the outside, see you looking at him and look, man, he fresh to death. He got the new Jordans on, he doing his thing. But when he thinks about his financial house, it's on fire. It's burning down. And I'm telling you right now, guys, we want to be at a place to where our financial houses are strong and they're not burning down. And so I want to show you guys some tools. Raheem and I, we're going to show you guys tonight some tools that you have access to that you may not even know that you have access to them, right? Because some of these tools we're going to show you tonight, we don't use them in our business like that. You know, it's not necessary with the type of approach that we have and the tools that we use when we're in front of clients. It's more than sufficient. It's more than enough. But what I want to do is I want to show you, and Raheem and I, we're going to show you guys some tools tonight that we want you to use personally as an agent on your personal financial situation. Are y'all with me tonight? Now, shake your head yes if you're still with me. All right. I'm going to repeat that. These are not tools for you to say, I'm going to start doing this for every client. Don't do that.
Hey, Leon, it's Mark. How you doing?
Don't do that. Don't start doing that. Don't start doing that. This is not designed for you to start doing this for every client. This is something for you to do for yourself at this level. Are y'all with me? But you have access to these tools. So I'm going to share some things and make sure that you're taking notes. I'm not going to go into all the gory details. I don't want to say gory. I'll just say all the lengthy details of some of these tools and stuff like that. I'm just going to show you where they are, and I want you to mess around with them and play with them. Are y'all with me? Similar to how you're going to do with the next gen stuff. This is some stuff for you to just go out there. You can't break these tools. You can't malfunction the system. Oh, I didn't click that too many times. Man, Primerica gonna call me and kick me off POL. That's not gonna happen, guys. Just mess with the tools and play with them. But at the same time, it's gonna help you get a deeper, broader understanding of where you are in your finances. Are y'all excited about this? Man, y'all face looking like, oh, Nick, man, you done just told me I'm broke and I ain't got no money, and now you trying to clean it up. I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't mean to do all of that. I was just trying to make a point. Raquel, I was just trying to make a point. Man, I'm about to clean it up to let you know, man, this is help that's on the way. You got tools that you have access to right now. You ain't even got to be securities licensed for these tools, right? You got access to them right now for your personal financial situation. You got to be excited about that, right? And so here we go. So you should be the number one, you should benefit the most from Primerica. Are you saving enough money? Are you investing enough to hit your fin? Do you have adequate emergency savings? Do you have a kid's college education account? Do you have debt elimination strategy? Check this out. I'm gonna show you how to get on track for all of that. So this is where you go. You go to POL, Primerica Online, and you click this little link up here at the top that says Turbo Apps, not Primerica app, but Turbo app. Let me do that again. Boom, Turbo apps. You click on Turbo apps. Well, Nick, don't that just take me to the Turbo? I'm gonna show you where it takes you. When you click that link, a screen like this comes up. Turbo apps. So I'm seeing all these little buttons, Nick. And so like, what does all this stuff mean? Okay, we're gonna talk about some of this stuff, man, because some of these things, you know, you don't need to mess with it. You don't need to enable it. Some of them are not even enabled. This is a legacy system that Primerica still allows us to access. But I'm telling you, this is for you to build you a thorough, complete, detailed, you know, very descriptive financial plan. Not a mobile F&A. This is the financial plan you can build for yourself. So what do you do first? You put in contact and you input the client's name to add a contact. So you put your own name in there, right? Put your own name in there and add you as a new contact. If you don't show up already, add your name as a new contact. When you do that, so I put in John and Jane Doe. You put that in, right? Then what you do, once you put in the client's name, then you click this button right here that says F&A. F&A stands for financial needs analysis, not mobile F&A. This is the original OG financial needs analysis, right? And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna log into POL and I'm gonna walk you guys through just what this thing looks like. I'm gonna share my screen and we'll go through that whole deal together. Are y'all excited about that, right? Did y'all know that this was even about, I mean, some of y'all like, Nick, man, I was scared to hit that button. Man, Justin told me if I hit that button, then my whole system was gonna shut down. So I just stayed away from the Turbo app link. I ain't want nothing to do with it, man. So check this out. I'm gonna show you, ain't nothing gonna happen when you click it, right? You just don't need to be in there for most of the things we do, right? So this is just for you, for your personal. It's for your personal, right? You click on Turbo app. All right. There you go. We got that. Okay, we already got John Doe in there. F&A. Check this out. You click on that. Boom. Look at that right there. Some of y'all like, what? What's going on? Yeah, let me go ahead and increase the size of the screen real quick. Look at that right there. Yep. You got all these tabs up here. Personal info. Saving for retirement. Debt resolution. Nick, I didn't know we had a debt resolution strategy. That's not on the mobile F&A. It's in the financial needs analysis. Life insurance, education needs, kids, college education, a tab for saving for goals and dreams, emergency fund, other protection, budget and financial position. See, y'all thought Edward Jones and all them had one up on us. Man, we only do the mobile F&A. They got to go. No. If I want to get a full financial plan, I guess I got to go get it somewhere else. No, you can do this yourself, right? So check this out. You got that right there. And so you put in their information, John Doe, is male, Jane Doe, female, date of birth in there, all that good stuff, right? We got that. Whoever that is, go back on mute. We appreciate you. And so we got that. And then we got the kid's name in here. That's John Doe Jr. Boom. And then what we do, so we're under the personal tab. This is the contact info. You click on that link, right? It just has, you get their address in there and all that type of stuff. See, they stay at 2300 Jackson Street, Justin. They even made a song after where they stay. 2300 Jackson Street. There it is. Okay. And then this is a link for income. This is all under the personal info tab, right? So you can put your income in here. Hey, what is your gross income pre-tax? Put that in there. What if you have a spouse, what's your spouse's? And then if there's any other monthly income, any other monthly income taxes, right? You can put job information here, when you were hired and all that type of stuff. Listen to this. Do you normally receive an income tax refund? Yes or no? If they receive an income tax refund, how much do you anticipate receiving this year? Let's say they say, man, they leave about 5,000. Okay, great. We got that. And then this gives a note. Hey, would you like to put more money into your pocket? If you're an employee, it's really easy. You may be able to increase your monthly take home by $417 by adjusting your withholding. Man, y'all didn't even know that this was out here. But this is for you as an agent. This is for you. So we're going to put no right there. All right. So after we did that, then we go to savings for retirement, right? Check this out. So we're going to do retirement calculation method. We're going to do constant rate of return. So which statement best describes you? I'm saving for retirement within 5 years of retirement, or I'm in retirement, right? So this couple is saving for retirement. What age do you want to retire? You can either put it at normal retirement age, which is going to put 67 for them, or you can put an other retirement age, right? So you put whatever age you want to retire in there. And then the computer gives you life expectancy, what it estimates, or you can put it as a custom age if you want to change that. And then it asks the questions, what is your current gross monthly income? It's got that in there. How much monthly household income would you like to receive during retirement? And then it has the monthly income goal here. It's got all these different things. Then it goes on to benefits. That's another link under the saving for retirement. If you want to include a person's Social Security benefits there, you can do that. So what it does, it estimates what their Social Security benefits are going to be, right? Or if they have a pension, you can put their pension money here. And then you go to assets. How much do you currently have saved for retirement? You put in all of the 401k money, you know, or any of these savings with a previous employer. How much do you contribute per month? How much does your employer contribute monthly, right? All of that stuff is there. Then you can even put non-retirement assets like savings and all that type of stuff. You can put that right there. Guys, this is not for clients. This is for you, right? I know somebody else like, man, I'm going to do this on my next appointment. You better not do this on next appointment. Don't do that. This is for you. This is for you to do your personal wealth building. And then it shows results. It says, okay, this is the information you put in, right? Current gross monthly income is $11,200. Your income goal is you want to live off $5,600 a month in retirement. That's in today's dollars, future dollars, that's $12,500. No Social Security benefit included. These are the assumptions. You're going to retire at age 65. Money's going to last you that long. Currently have 60,000 combined saved for retirement. Combined total monthly savings is $1,000. This is how that breaks down, 1,014. Inflation rate is 3%. Rate of return before retirement is 8%. During retirement, 4%. Then just check this out. Where you stand, it's a warning. Based on the information you provided and the assumption that we use in our analysis, you will not achieve your retirement income goal of $5,600 a month. Due to inflation, you're projected $12,500 per month for the first year of retirement. Then it goes through what your FIN number is. Your FIN number will be right here. This couple's is 2.59 million. And then it shows what the shortfall is. Where you stand, this is what you're doing. You're on track to have about 1.6 million, but that leaves a $909,000 shortfall. So your retirement money will only last you 18 years in this scenario. But if you do $1,806 a month, so that's a shortfall of just shy of $800 a month, you'll get to 2.5. That money will last you 26 years in retirement. And you can even go into greater detail by clicking that right there. It just shows you year over year. I'm telling you guys, this stuff is available for us. And then, of course, you can go into debt resolution. Debt resolution. And with debt resolution, it allows you to put in, if you got a mortgage, put your mortgage information in here, first mortgage. If you got a second mortgage, you can add that in there. If you got an investment property, you can add that in there too, and all that type of stuff. You put the name of the debt, the current balance of it, the principal and interest payment when it comes to the mortgage, and what the interest rate is, right? And you can say, hey, I want to include this in my debt analysis. Then you go down here to consumer debt, credit cards, all the type of stuff. You put balance, payment, interest rate. If there's a credit card, it's revolving debt. You put all of this stuff in there. And then once you got all these debts in there, it gives you a summary. Your total debts, and then what your total monthly payments are. And then what your average weighted interest rate is for all of your debt. But this is where it gets cool, guys. You click on results right here. Hopefully y'all are feeling me on this. Y'all are following me. On the debt resolution tab, you just put in the debt, then you click results. And here it shows where this person stands. If they continue to pay their debts the way they're paying it right now, their debt freedom age is going to be 138, which means that they're going to die in debt. But if they follow this debt stacking model, this couple can be completely debt free at age 51 for the husband, age 46 for the wife. That means that their projected payoff debt for all of their debts is 13 years and 2 months. And it's following a debt stacking model, right? And so what is that debt stacking model? You click on details. It shows you your proposed debt payoff plan. This just shows you a strategic way of paying off your debt. And once you pay one debt off, you add whatever you were doing a month to the next debt in line to accelerate that. Then once you pay those two combined debts off, you take those combined monthly payments and add it to the third thing in line. By following that plan, this will get this client out of debt, including mortgage, way sooner than what they're on track. And it can get you out of debt way sooner than what you think you might be on track to get out of debt. Just powerful tools, guys. Powerful, powerful tools. Last thing I want to show you is education needs. For those of you who might have kids. So they got John Jr., age 5. Check this out. Going to be starting school at age 18. You know, years in school, going to spend 4 years in college. We want them to go to an average four-year public school. This is the average annual cost for a four-year public school, $22,400. But check this out, family. You can actually look up a specific school, right? You can look up a school. It says search for a school, right? Let's say they want to go to Prairie View. So let's look up Prairie View. Look at that right there. Oh, y'all excited. See, it pulled up Prairie View right there. Can y'all see this on my screen? Your thumbs up, y'all can see that. Y'all can see that. Okay. Prairie View, check that out. If I click Prairie View, it's gonna put Prairie View's cost in there. Look at that. Tuition and fees, books and supplies, room and board. The total annual cost for Prairie View for an in-state student is $21,778. Y'all ain't excited. Y'all ain't excited. See, that's a tool that you have access to. Is it for the clients? No. But who is it for? It's for you. It's for you. For you to build you a strong financial house. And guys, I can go on and on. There's a whole tab for goals and dreams and things like that. If you want to plan for a dream vacation, a wedding, putting a down payment on a home, whatever the case may be, you can put that in there. And it'll give you, in order to hit that goal and dream, what you need to be doing per month in order to make that happen. But we have to build a strong financial house. We got to start doing that. Are y'all excited about that? Y'all excited? Okay. Who didn't know that was available to them? Raise your hand on the screen. You say, man, I didn't know that thing was out there. I ain't never played with that thing. Like, I know that. Okay. All right, cool. So, hey, listen, now you know. Now you know, because at the end of the day, your homework assignment is we want you to do your own detailed personal financial needs analysis. We want you to do that. If you haven't done it in a while, you need a refresh. Just like we tell clients, it's time for you to have a client review of your situation. Just like we talk about getting with clients and doing an annual review, let's do your annual review. You get with you and you do your annual review and you see where you're at. And if there's anything that needs to be looked at, there's anything that needs to be addressed, are you getting ahead? Are you getting by? Or are you falling behind? Are you getting ahead? Are you just getting by? Or are you falling behind? We want everybody to be getting ahead. And so with that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tag in my partner in life and my partner in business, the awesome and amazing Miss Rahima Bracey, to go over some other cool things and tools you have access to. So Heen, you have the floor back.
All right. How is everybody doing? I'm going to jump in here and just keep it going. I really just wanted to do a real short recap of just the fact that Nick was talking about the new Next Gen product coming out, you guys, and how many of us know that experience is the best teacher. And so what Primerica has done is given us tools so that we can be prepared when this new products come out. The changes, the biggest changes really are in our interface with how we use the products. And so having that experience and going out there and using those tools is super important, and preparation is key. And so we want to make sure everybody's prepared, that you're actually touching these things, right? I want you all to know I can go in and tell if you signed into POL or not. And so I will be checking POL to see if you're signing in to look at these things. I'm joking, I won't check it, but I can tell. It does tell me if there is a place I can go and see if people are on POL. But let me ask you, is anybody, do you consider yourself to be a curious person? Right? Do some hands raised? Like, I consider myself to be a curious type person. I like to find out information. I like to look for information. And so what I find is that we need to use that curiosity, that wanting to know, that digging for information. We need to use it on Primerica Online, right? And so Nick has already gone through the F&A tool. I'll be honest with y'all, I'm a numbers nerd, right? I love numbers. It makes me happy to do mathematical things. And so having that F&A tool, especially because it's been around forever, especially when I just got into the business, I loved it. It was amazing for me. And so I think it's so important that we use it. Well, I have the pleasure of being able to really show you all some additional tools that Primerica has for us to use, right? And so I really want, and I'm gonna run through them kind of quickly because I'm really just trying to just introduce them to some, but raise that curiosity for others, that if you're not using these tools, to please take a look at them, check them out, right? So did you know did you know that Primerica has a way for you to automatically save all or a portion of your commissions? So some of us don't. We're making this money in Primerica because we had a shortfall in our retirement, our long-term savings, right? And so we can afford, and we should be saving all of our Primerica money. Or some of us joined this business because we had some short-term goals that we wanted to financial goals that we wanted to meet. And so Primerica has a way for you to automatically save a portion of your commissions. Did you know that there is a tool for you to calculate your planned income, right? Did you know that Primerica has a set of financial calculators that will allow you to better help yourself and your clients, right? These financial calculators are things that people wish they had access to, or they go out on Google, right, to try to find these financial calculators that Primerica has given us just because we're agents in this business, right? And so I'm going to go through 3 different tools that we have, and I'm going to try to do it in a timely manner to really show you what it is that you have your hand on. One of the most important things is that you go use these tools, right? These tools are there for you to use. And so that you actually take a look at them, pull your phone out. I call myself old school, so I always go to Primerica on POL, but if you're an app user, use the app. You can get to them either way, right? But the tool that Primerica has for you to be able to automatically save your commissions that you earn, the money that you earn in this business, is called the Money Accumulation Plan, the program. Right? The Money Accumulation Program allows Primerica agents to invest all or some of their commissions into their Primerica investment accounts. So you can invest a specific dollar amount every time you make money. They'll make sure that money first goes into your investments. What I recommend is you save a percentage, right? And my thing is you should be at 50% or more, right? That's what I just think. If you're a part-time agent in this business, if you're going to work every day, you should be what we call mapping, money accumulating 50% or more of your commissions, right? They have it set up where it has to be just like any pack that we do. It has to be, or with this, it has to be a minimum of $50. So whether it's a percentage or your dollar amount, the minimum has to be $50. But look, you write an app, most of the time you're making $100+ on an app if you write an app, right? So if you're saving a percentage of that money, over time, you will see that thing grow. But what does that mean? That means that you have to have Primerica investments accounts set up and in place to be able to send money to, right? And so you can actually set up investment accounts with zero money to start in them, and then map your money to it. And that's how you fill that account, right? So what I'm going to show you is how to set up your map, right? And make sure that this is something that you can absolutely do today. Back in the day, we used to have to fill out paperwork, fax the paperwork and all of that. But Primerica has set it up now where all of this is on Primerica Online, right? So where do you go? You go to My POL, you go to All Apps for Business and Client Management, right? This is the part of POL we're probably in. When we go in there, we're in there all the time, right? But did you know that right here is the link to get to the Money Accumulation Program for you to set that thing up and get those automatic drafts happening, right? So what's this first step, right? I purposely used my personal POL. Probably everybody doesn't even know how the different things work, but because we're RVPs, we use an RVP account under NIC solution number. I am a Primerica representative. I do have a life insurance license. I do have a securities license. And so because of that, I have my own POL. So I went in mine to be able to use that for this examples, right? But once you go into this money accumulation program, it has create new map, right? So what do you need? You need to make sure you have Primerica investment account set up, right? Those account numbers, because they're associated with you and your social security number, they're automatically going to show up in the system, right? And so when you hit create new app, it's going to open up a window for you to be able to actually set that up, right? How much money, how much percentage, where you want it to go, that thing, right? And so if you see this drop down menu up here called the source, there are so many different ways for us to get paid, right? And so that's one of the beauties of this business, that there are so many different ways for us to get paid. What I did was I just pulled these few out because this is how most people under the level of RVP get paid, right? You get paid through life advances. That's if you write a life app and, you know, within a day or two, they actually send you that 75% advance. You can pay life earns. That's if those policies stay on the book. Then in those latter months of that first year, you get those earns off the money. For those who are investment licensed, they get paid through PFS investments, right? And then some of us do have our prepaid legal certification. And so there are prepaid legal advances and prepaid legal earns. So these are some of just the sources of income that we get through Primerica that are available in this MAP program, right? But I'm not going to hit every single detail. What I do want to show you, though, is that there is this awesome help menu, right? And what the help menu does, it has a step-by-step direction in screenshots with pictures, because I know sometimes we get confused with the reading of all the words, right? But with screenshots, pictures to guide you through setting up your MAP. And so that's what this is. This is what the step-by-step directions is. Starting the MAP program, you have to have Chrome, you have to have Microsoft Edge. I'm hoping nobody's still using Internet Explorer, right? But it's going to take you just like here, step-by-step through how to do that. You can do it. You do it for each source of income that you earn. I want 50% of my life earns to go into, let's say you have an IRA account already set up, into my IRA account. I want 50% of my life advances to go into my emergency fund account, right? However you set it up, you get to choose. Do you want 25%, 50%? Do you want $100, $500? What is it that you want to set up to go into your accounts? As Primerica agents, right, we should have an emergency fund account through Primerica. We should have long-term savings, right, Roth IRAs or IRA type accounts, of whether it's we could do solo 401ks or simples or whatever it is. We should have those things set up through Primerica. And so we should be able to access them through this system to be able to map any money that we earn by doing this business, right? We want to put that money away. It's exactly what Nick was talking about. It's exactly what Benicia hit on at the very, very beginning of this, is putting that money away so that we're building our nest egg, that we're building that 12 months of income already set aside. Because the beauty of mapping is when you do it and you're not paying attention to it, you'll look up 6 months, you'll look up 12 months later, and you'll have way more money than you ever thought that you had. Right. Okay. The next tool I want to hit on, I'm going to go through the financial calculators. The financial calculators are under the Primerica app. So before Nick was on the Turbo app section, now we're going into the Primerica app. This is through POL. If you go straight into the app, this is what you see anyway, right? This is the screen that you're familiar with. Now there's two different calculators here, again, that I'm just going to briefly touch on. The first one that I want to talk about is the Dream Calculator. This Dream Calculator is for everybody. A lot of times people think that the Dream Calculator is for RVPs and above, but it's literally for everybody. They have some preset scenarios in here. You can create your own scenarios. These are income scenarios and save them, name them and save them. You could talk about if you had a base shop. You could talk about if you have downline RVPs. All of that. I mean, so many different ways you can run these scenarios. But this one scenario that I pre-populated was one of their scenario listings. And it says, what if you're a district leader? If you're a district leader and you're doing $3,000 in premium in a month, and you have a senior rep on your team, right? Because you go to district, you had to get a senior. So they're doing 3,000. So maybe that's what, 3 apps a piece a month between the two of you. This is low number, low production, right? That is $1,000 in income for you. Now imagine you could do all kinds of scenarios, right? About what you want your team, and that's why they call it Dream. You could put the numbers as big as you want. You could make it as just simple as you want. But just to see what your commissions are, right? What does that income look for you on a monthly basis? And then they show it to you on an annual basis. What does that look like for you? They allow you to factor in your QBI. You can put in your real QBI. You can put in your dream QBI, right? But it tells you what that looks like for you, right? So, but just by doing minimal production. This is a district leader doing $3,000 in premium with a senior rep also doing $3,000 in premium, and you're making $1,000 in income, and then you take that and you map that money. It's unbelievable what we have our hands on, and these tools that we see, but we never quite actually touch, right? And so the last tool I'm going to touch on, and the last calculator I'm going to touch on, is the financial calculators, right? And so there are two of them. There is a savings calculator and a loan calculator. And what I'm showing you here, and I won't go through a full demo, but what I'm showing you here is the savings calculator. Now, here's the beauty of it. You can put in any information for it to calculate, right? Let's say, and this is a scenario, you're starting with $0 today, but for the next 20 years, you're going to put away $500 a month, right? And let's say if you're doing it the way we recommend in the mutual funds that we put together for you, you're earning a modest 9% return. Can you believe that is over $300,000? That's the way it's calculating that imbalance, over $300,000 of savings during that time period. You can literally do that for anything. Let's say you're trying to save for a car, or you're trying to save for your down payment on a house. You could put any scenario in here. Or let's say, you want to figure out what rate of return you need to get on you're trying to get a car. What rate of return do you need them to offer you to get the payment that you really want, right? It'll calculate, you can put the information for it to calculate rate of return. You could put the information in there to calculate, okay, let's say you're trying to figure out how long is it going to take me to save up $1 million if I put $1,000 a month, right? At some, modest rate of return. It'll do that for you. It'll tell you, calculate whatever scenario that you put in here, right? That's the point, that you can really do some good quality calculations for saving money, right? What you're trying to figure out, what do I need to map to meet my financial goals? Then you can use this calculator to figure that out. And then the last one I want to talk about is the loan calculator, right? And so this is the same thing. I know I used to use this, all the time when we had our first house, right? Trying to figure out where we were in our, how can we accelerate, and I'll do this with this one too, but how trying to accelerate the equity in the home, right? Or I used it a lot trying to pay off cars and things like that, right? If you have a loan, you can calculate a ton of different things with that loan, right? You can calculate the loan, you put in the loan amount. So this example says, if I have let's see, I got a $200,000 house. I have no idea what house interest rates are right now because they've been playing with interest rates, but let's say 5%, that feels a little bit high. So I put that in, and you have a 30-year mortgage, right? Well, that payment is going to be about $1,073. That principal and interest is going to be about $1,073 a month. So you know what you're getting into, right? And but what if you say, okay, what if I want to put extra money on it per month? You can look at that too, and it'll tell you from a duration standpoint, if you're putting an extra, $100, $200 a month, how will that shorten your loan terms, right? You could just play with this thing so many ways. You can ask it to calculate the loan amount. You can ask it to calculate the interest rate. You can ask it to calculate the durations in months or years. You see all these little drop downs. That means that you can change the information, right? You can ask it to calculate the payment in months or years. It's just so many things that you can do with these wonderful calculators. But one thing I like to do, especially with the loan calculator, is I like to tap into what it calls the schedule, because then this tells me and shows me, right, where things are giving me a positive effect, right? And so if I'm trying to pay my car off sooner, then I can see, I was always the type of person, I could see, okay, they're telling me month by month. So I'm looking at the very last year and I'm saying to myself, okay, I'm not gonna wait the whole last year and pay it off to the last payment to zero. I'm gonna see when in that last year or that last 2 years where I can just get a lump sum and pay the whole thing off, right? That's the way I used to use the schedule. That's the way I use the schedule, I should say. I shouldn't say used to. But those are the tools that you have at your hand, are in your hand, to really be able to really make really good, positive financial decisions for yourself, right? And so I really encourage you to let that curiosity lead you, and really start to play around with these tools to use them for the benefit of you and for your household. Right. And so with that, I just wanted to be able to cover the tools really quickly and just give you a taste or a flavor of what's available, so that you know that these things are out there for you to use.
Fantastic, babe. Thank you so much. Did you guys learn something tonight? Hopefully you did. I love what Rahima said as far as really just, arousing that curiosity and just, getting familiar and just getting into the details of what these tools can do for you and how powerful they are. Family, we want you to become financially independent. That was the purpose of this training, to let you know that we don't just talk about it. We want to equip you with tools, and you got to mess with it. You got to play with it. We're not saying you jump in there, you're an expert at it, but it's designed to be very intuitive for anybody to just kind of finagle with it and mess around with it and get very, very, just really, astute at these things. So make sure that, you mess around when you play with it, because at the end of the day, we came here to become financially independent, not just to help our cousins, our best friends, and our church members and co-workers, for them to become financially independent. We want you to become financially independent. We need to become financially independent. We need to be the number one people who benefit from what we do. Are y'all with me on that? All right. And so